I remember the exact moment I realized something had to change. For years, I had been running Windows software on Linux using compatibility layers, mostly through Wine, sometimes through Proton, sometimes through virtual machines. At first, it felt like a clever trick, almost like cheating the system. You install Linux, enjoy the performance and control, and then when you need a Windows application, you just run it anyway. Best of both worlds, right? That was the idea that kept me doing it for years. But slowly, almost without noticing, the cracks started to appear. Small issues at first, things that seemed harmless individually, but over time they stacked up into something that completely changed how I think about software and operating systems. When I first switched to Linux, I did it for the same reasons many people do. I wanted more control over my computer. I was tired of updates happening whenever the system decided it was time. I wanted better performance on older hardware. I wanted transparency and customization. And Linux gave me exactly that. My system was faster, cleaner, and more predictable. But there was one problem. The software ecosystem. Certain programs I relied on simply didn't have native Linux versions, so instead of replacing them, I decided to bring them with me. At first, Wine felt almost magical. The idea that you could run Windows applications on a completely different operating system without actually installing Windows sounded incredible. You download an application, double-click it, and suddenly it's running on Linux like it belongs there. Sometimes it even runs faster. That early success is what pulls a lot of people into the Wine ecosystem. It gives the impression that compatibility problems are mostly solved. But the deeper you go, the more complicated things get. The first cracks usually appear during installation. Some programs install perfectly, but others require specific versions of libraries, specific settings, or special workarounds. Sometimes you need to install additional components through Windows. Sometimes you need to change the Wine version. Sometimes you need to create a completely separate prefix just to isolate one application from another. What originally looked like a simple solution slowly turns into a collection of small technical adjustments that you have to remember every time something breaks. At the time, I didn't think much about it. Troubleshooting is normal in the Linux world, and I actually enjoyed learning how things worked, but the more software I added, the more fragile my setup became. One application might require a certain configuration, while another would break if that same configuration was present. So you start creating multiple prefixes, different Wine versions, different launch scripts. Before long, your system begins to look like a small compatibility laboratory instead of a clean operating environment. Then updates begin to complicate things even further. Linux itself updates regularly, and Wine updates frequently as well. Sometimes those updates improve compatibility, but sometimes they break something that previously worked. An application that ran perfectly last week might suddenly start crashing after a system upgrade. Then you find yourself rolling back packages, searching forums, testing different configurations, trying to recreate the exact environment where the program used to work. It becomes a cycle that never really ends. Another issue that slowly appeared was performance inconsistency. Some Windows applications run incredibly well on Linux through Wine, sometimes even better than on Windows itself, but others behave unpredictably. You might see graphical glitches, strange input lag, or random crashes that only appear under certain conditions. Debugging those issues can be extremely frustrating because the problem might not actually be the application itself. It could be the interaction between Wine, your graphics drivers, your desktop environment, or even the kernel. Gaming especially highlighted this problem for me, thanks to Proton and the incredible work done by the Linux gaming community. Thousands of Windows games now run on Linux, but compatibility is never guaranteed. Some games run flawlessly, others require launch parameters, custom Proton builds, or community patches. Anti-cheat systems sometimes refuse to work entirely. You can spend hours researching compatibility reports, experimenting with configurations, and still end up with a game that only works half the time. For a while, I accepted that as part of the Linux experience. After all, I had chosen to leave Windows, so some extra effort seemed reasonable. But eventually I started asking myself a simple question. If I'm constantly fighting to make Windows software work on Linux, am I really using Linux the way it was meant to be used? That question changed everything. Linux has its own ecosystem of applications. Many of them are open source, actively developed, and designed specifically for the Linux environment. But by constantly relying on Windows software, I was ignoring that ecosystem. I was essentially turning Linux into a host system whose only job was to run Windows programs through a compatibility layer. Once I started noticing that pattern, I realized how much complexity it was adding to my workflow. Instead of using software that integrated naturally with my system, I was constantly working around limitations. File paths behaved differently. Integration with desktop features was inconsistent. Clipboard behavior sometimes broke. Notifications didn't always appear correctly. Small things like that slowly chipped away at the experience. Another issue that became more obvious over time was stability. Native Linux applications are built with the Linux environment in mind. They understand the file system structure, the permission model, the graphics stack, and the desktop environment. Windows applications running through Wine are essentially operating inside a translation layer. That layer is incredibly impressive from an engineering perspective, but it will always introduce some level of unpredictability, and unpredictability is the opposite of what I wanted from my system. One day I decided to run a small experiment. Instead of installing Windows software first and figuring out how to make it work, I would do the opposite. I would look for native Linux alternatives and only fall back to Windows software if absolutely necessary. That decision started a gradual transition. The first step was replacing everyday tools. Instead of running Windows versions of text editors, media players, and utilities, I began using Linux. Many of them were already better optimized for my system. They started faster, used fewer resources, and integrated perfectly with my desktop environment. Then I moved on to more specialized software. This part was harder because some programs simply didn't have direct replacements. But what I discovered surprised me. In many cases, the Linux alternatives weren't just replacements. They were actually better suited to the workflow I wanted. Open source tools tend to prioritize flexibility and customization. Once you learn how to use them properly, they often become more powerful than the proprietary software they replace. The problem is that switching requires time and patience. You have to relearn certain workflows, explore new features, and sometimes accept that things will work differently. At first, that adjustment felt uncomfortable, but over time, it started to feel liberating. Instead of maintaining a complicated compatibility setup, my system became simpler. Applications installed directly through the package manager. Updates happened smoothly. Programs launched instantly without requiring compatibility layers or special configurations. Everything felt cohesive. Another benefit I noticed was troubleshooting. When something breaks in a native Linux application, you can usually find clear documentation, community support, or even inspect the source code if necessary. With Windows software running through Wine, debugging becomes far more complicated because you're dealing with multiple layers of abstraction. There was also a philosophical shift happening in the background. One of the main strengths of Linux is the community-driven ecosystem. Developers create tools that solve problems in transparent and collaborative ways. By continuing to rely on Windows software, I wasn't really participating in that ecosystem. I was just bringing proprietary software along for the ride. Once I started using more native tools, I felt more connected to the platform itself. Updates from developers made sense. New features appeared that integrated naturally with the system. Feedback from users directly influenced improvements. It felt like being part of a living ecosystem instead of forcing external software to fit where it didn't belong. Performance also improved in ways I hadn't fully appreciated before. Without compatibility layers running in the background, system resources were used more efficiently. Startup times were faster, memory usage dropped, even battery life on my laptop improved slightly. But perhaps the biggest change was mental simplicity. When you rely on Windows software through Wine, there's always a lingering uncertainty. Will this update break something? Will the next version of this program still work? Will a dependency change cause problems? That uncertainty forces you to maintain backups, alternative configurations, and troubleshooting strategies. After switching to native applications, that constant background worry disappeared. My system felt stable and predictable again. That doesn't mean Wine is useless. In fact, it remains one of the most impressive open source projects ever created. The ability to run Windows applications on Linux without emulation is an incredible technical achievement. For certain programs, especially those without Linux equivalents, Wine can be extremely valuable. But the key realization for me was that it should be a last resort, not the default strategy. Using Linux while relying heavily on Windows software is like moving to a new country but continuing to import everything from your old one. It works, but you never fully experience the new environment. Once I stopped trying to replicate my Windows workflow and started embracing the Linux ecosystem instead, my entire computing experience changed. The system became simpler, faster, and more stable. The software felt like it belonged there. And that's why I eventually stopped running Windows software on Linux. It wasn't because Wine failed. It was because Linux itself turned out to be better when I stopped treating it like a compatibility layer for another operating system and started using it as its own platform. The funny thing is that once I made that transition, I stopped missing most of the Windows programs I used to rely on. Some were replaced by open source alternatives, some by entirely different workflows, and some turned out not to be necessary at all. Looking back now, I realized that the biggest barrier wasn't technical. It was psychological. I was trying to recreate the environment I had left behind instead of exploring the one I had moved into. And once that mindset changed, everything else became easier. So when people ask me why I stopped running Windows software on Linux, the answer is simple. Linux works best when you let it be Linux.